Hi there and welcome, Nick Watson here. Today talking on the topic of feminine energy. And sometimes we hear in the culture this expression of divine feminine energy. And so considering today how to assess whether or not you need more feminine energy in your life, and if so, what you can do to actually start to cultivate it. This video really came from a situation that I found myself in with a group of women in their 20s, and one of them was bringing up as a challenge the fact that she thought she needed more feminine energy in her life. And when the group asked, why do you think this? She said, well, my partner told me, my boyfriend told me that I needed this. And she was confused as to really what feminine energy meant, whether that meant that she wasn't feminine enough. So I wanted to share with you today a little bit about feminine energy as it relates to Ayurveda and yoga. The first thing is, if you're watching this video and you're thinking that you might need more feminine energy, then the thing to think about is why? Is it because someone has told you you need to have this more in your life? Is it because there is this kind of pop culture feminine energy explosion that we're seeing and that you might be feeling that you're falling short in some way? It is a little bit of a catchphrase at the moment. And so I just ask you to consider why you might feel you need this more. From an Ayurvedic point of view, we're always trying to seek balance. And balance comes when we're in something called sattva guna. The gunas are different types of energy. This place of the exact right balance is not a fixed point, and it's not an external point. It is a point that you can only assess for yourself. And Ayurveda is really a huge proponent of this individual self-study, of really taking stock of where you are and saying, given what I know about myself, does this feel balanced? Do I have a nice balance between feminine energy and masculine energy? And of course, when I'm talking about masculine and feminine, I'm talking about the energies, not the physicalities. I'm referring to masculine and energy as they exist as the seventh principle from hermetic studies. So the seventh hermetic principle states that all things have masculine and feminine qualities. We all hold both energies. So it's not about the actual physicality. What does feminine energy look like? For me, feminine energy is about creating containers, about hand holding and nurturing and bowls and soft spots. It's the energy of encouragement. It's the energy of openness. It's like a maternal energy. It's the energy of being forgiving, of being magnetic, often associated with water. And it's also associated with yin or lunar energy, coolness, and you could think of the energy being like a wave, right? It's the wave particle. I'm assuming if you are watching this video thinking about feminine energy and how to create more of it in your life, that you may be in a more masculine energy environment. That doesn't mean to say that you're living with a bunch of dude bros, but it means that you're in an environment which is more direction focused. It's more everything pulling in and aligning, everything being linear and determined and drive. It's a trailblazing, it's the point, it's the laser focus, the action. And you can see in a female body and a male body how these energies are actually translated to this being a masculine movement and the cup being the feminine. So just to go back to assessing why you need more feminine or masculine energy in your life, the first thing is, where do you get this sense? Is it someone telling you? Is it watching something in culture that you're believing that you're falling short of because you're seeing the buzzword a lot? Doing that piece of detective work as the first thing. Secondly, if you've done that piece of detective work and you still feel that yes, you are a little bit more in the masculine or the feminine and you need to shift, you're going too far in one direction, then think about what feminine energy means for you, right? Because it's going to be different for each of us. For me, when I think about how feminine energy manifests, it's perhaps me choosing to wear a dress. It's listening to music that is softer. It is cooking. It is doing something with creating flower arrangements. It is doing something decorative around the home. It's being inspired by Beyonce or Stevie Nicks, right? It's got that kind of holistic hugging feeling to it. If I want to feel a little bit more masculine, I might not do those things. I would be more focused. I would listen to different music. So doing small tweaks just in the clothes that you wear or the things in your room or the activities that you're doing can help you to tap into either of these kind of energy. And particularly for those people like myself who are pitta, dosha, coming from Ayurveda, who tend to have that more fiery nature, doing a little bit of self-check work and noticing when you get in those kind of rigid ways of being in your life and reeling it back, taking a softer approach, perhaps changing the kind of yoga practices that you're doing. So if you are looking to incorporate a little bit more feminine energy into your life, into your lifestyle, you feel you're getting too hard and too rigid and too forceful, then I highly recommend starting a more lunar-based practice. For those people who watch this channel, they know that I absolutely love and adore and teach Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is a type of yogic practice which is done passively in Shavasana. It is a guided meditation that takes you to a more subtle way, an intuitive way of being, which is very feminine. I teach a monthly Yoga Nidra practice online, and I tie in with the astrology of the planets around the new moon time. I call this Journey of the 12 Moons. And if you are interested in finding out a little bit more, I'll put the link in the show notes. And I highly recommend doing a sample practice that I've included free within Journey of the 12 Moons. That way you'll start to incorporate a little bit more softness and the creativity that comes with the feminine energy. Please let me know other ways that you have found to create more feminine energy in your life. Thanks for listening. Hari Om, Om Tat Sat. Namaste.